This is mine. Yes. Good evening. It's Monday, 7 p.m., and you're watching Live Talk Giggle with the Dynamic Three, your girl Miss Happy, Jay, and KKL.
Hey.
Look, grab your glasses, fill them, grip them, and sip your drink because it's about to go down. Hey. Yes, ma'am. Y'all
You
try.
are watching Laugh Talk Giggle on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Streaming live every Monday at 7 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. I'm your host today, Kel Kel, and tonight we're going to be talking about health and fitness with Bonita Boyd, RN, and Darren Dix, entrepreneur of Chics Mail Package Ship.
That's right. So what we've done tonight is we've mixed it up a little bit. We had a special guest coming in who was going to discuss exercising. He's a personal trainer. However, he had his scheduling conflict. And so that we could still have a guest on the show, Mr. Darren Dix so graciously agreed to come on and discuss his business. He's an entrepreneur. He was going to talk to us about how he got started and just what he's doing to keep functioning during this COVID-19. But before our guests get in, we have the first guest, who is Bonita Boyd. She's going to call in. But before she starts, we want to say thank you, and congratulations to Blake K. He is our first winner of our host playlist. That was host playlist was for Miss Kel Kel. Blake correctly guessed and went on Facebook and put in his answer. So he has received his $15 gift card. We're going to put some pictures on Facebook of him receiving his gift card, smiling and happy.
Yay.
Right. And then before we talk to our guests, we're going to go ahead and start with our first song for this week's playlist. Let's hear what we got.
And we're going to sip some wine to that.
We're going to sip some wine.
Yeah.
I think this is my playlist. I keep saying that. Hey.
That's good. Oh. And then my and then my ad-lib.
Right, it's gone.
Right, we about to start partying up in here.
Right. So we have a few minutes before our guest calls in, Miss Bonita Boyd. She's a registered nurse, and she's going to call in. We have a few questions that we're going to ask her. We're just going to ask her some general questions about just health in general. Just going to ask her questions about what we need to be doing to stay healthy during this COVID-19 and outside of COVID-19, because that's not the only thing going on out there. So we need to know exactly what we need to stay healthy about.
Amen.
I agree.
Yes. Now what about this wine?
Okay. What kind of wine is it? Oh, so you know what? We should say that we had a lot of critiques last week, which were wonderful, and keep them coming. And one thing that individuals had talked about was the fact of the day, which they liked, but they would like to have more information about the wine that we drink.
Yes.
So we have decided to incorporate a fact about the wine, and then we're going to tell you the type of wine we're drinking. We cannot tell you the maker or brand of the wine because we don't want to give away free marketing and publicity. However, we can put it on our Facebook page, so if you're curious to know what brand this is, it will be posted on Facebook by tomorrow, along with the playlist that'll be posted tomorrow. So Miss Happy is going to tell us about this wine that we have.
What up, y'all? Once again, I'm Miss Happy, and I decided to sweeten the pot a little bit with a sweet red. I don't know if anybody likes sweet red, but this particular sweet red,
I do too.
It's not too sweet, but it's just right, and I love it. It's a brand I drink often, but I'm not going to tell you the name of it. Go on our Facebook page, Love.
We love.
Giggles
with an ass.
And we ain't even
too much red wine.
We ain't even been drinking yet.
Exactly. But wait a minute, we don't know.
Well, Miss Happy,
I have not
You
yet.
been drinking before you got here?
Well, let's
No, I'm
get this done
just
because
full
we
of
have our
love.
caller calling and we want to go ahead.
Okay, so this is the sweet red, and then our first fact is that red wines are to be served in wider glassware. This is because a wide glass will help in oxidation, which eventually helps support its taste.
All right.
I hope that helps somebody. Hello, caller.
Hi,
Hi.
Hey,
Hey.
how are you, Benita? How are you?
I'm good, and you?
We're great. Thank you. We appreciate you calling in. We gave a little bit to the viewers of why we wanted to talk to you, but could you give us a background on yourself, how long you've been in the medical field, your specialty, and things like that?
Okay, my name is Benita Boyd. I'm a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for 15 years, and I've kind of floated around. Of course, as many nurses, I worked in the long-term care for a few years, but I also worked in a specialty hospital, which was like a step-down unit from ICU.
Mm-hmm.
They have several of them. It's called Select Specialties and Vibras, and many nurses never just have one job. So I've been blessed and very fortunate. I worked at Children's Hospital on the burn unit. I've kind of floated around and dibbled and dabbled in a lot of everything.
Do you have one particular area that you favor?
I like the step down.
The
I
step
like
down?
the hospital environment.
Okay. So now, how has the COVID affected your job or you directly?
Okay, well, back in May, I went to Rhode Island and worked on a COVID task force.
Oh wow.
That was my first real experience with COVID. What we did was we worked on a unit where everybody on the unit tested positive.
Oh, wow.
Some of them showed symptoms, some of them did not. But everybody on that unit had tested positive, and we were basically monitoring them. None of these particular patients were frail or in ICU or needed intensive care or anything. Like I said, it was more like a monitoring unit.
Okay.
Once they exhibited signs and got to a fragile point, we transferred them off of the unit that we were on. But with that being said, every nurse and every employee that stepped on that unit, we still had to take extreme precautions to protect ourselves. So going on that unit, whereas we normally go on with our scrubs and maybe a jacket,
Mm-hmm.
we had of course, our regular scrubs on. We had shoe covers, we had gowns on, we had N95 masks on, and face shields. Um, so it kind of makes it a little difficult to do your work because you're hot.
Right.
You're hot,
Right.
you're irritable. And for those of us that wear glasses, you got a face mask on and a shield,
Oh wow.
and
Right.
you breathing, and it's steaming up your glasses. You can't
Mhm.
see. So, it can get a little trying. You got to come up with some real unique ways and, different approaches to try to complete your job.
Wow. Now, with that special unit that you worked on, were you able to bring any of the information or techniques or skills that you learned there and incorporate it into what you're doing here?
Well, everything was pretty much cut and dry, kind of cookie cutter in regards to just monitoring people. But what I did bring back with me was the precautions,
Okay.
because the symptoms, every person will exhibit symptoms that may be similar but are different.
Okay.
So somebody may be short of breath, somebody may be, lose their taste or may have a fever, those type of things. You kind of expect those. Some people have nausea, some people have diarrhea.
Oh wow.
So, but those are symptoms of almost any illness. So those were the similar. But what I brought back with me was more so, of course, it was just more or less for me the precaution. I carry Lysol in my car because right now I'm doing home care. Matter of fact, I just left a person's house. That's why I couldn't be there. But when I go in somebody's house and when I come out, I spray my body down,
Oh,
my
wow.
clothes, and I have even had a patient holler out her front door and tell me my house not nasty.
Oh, oh wow.
Okay.
Bonita.
Cause she, yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, you were talking. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying, some people get intimidated, or not intimidated, but they kind of feel as if, you're trying to insinuate that they have a nasty house, and I'm like, no, it's not that. I said, you know what? And I went back up to her porch and I talked to her. I said, please don't take this as a reflection of your home. I said, what I'm doing is protecting myself and you, because every patient, not just you, but every patient that I go in, when I come out of their house, I spray my body, the bottom of my shoes, my clothes, my instruments. I wipe my instruments down with a bleach wipe while I'm in their house. I use hand sanitizer and I spray Lysol faithfully.
Okay. Now, is that something? I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying I don't want to take something from one house to another, and I definitely don't want to take it to my house.
Exactly. Right. Now, is that something that you suggest we all do?
I do. You know what? Whether it was COVID or not.
Okay.
I think that we all, because different people, especially when you're dealing, for me, I'm dealing with a sick population anyway.
Okay.
But just for regular folks that don't work in the medical environment, you can never wash your hands too much. You can never be too clean. So it's not going to take anything from you by taking those precautions. So why not?
Bonita, this is Kelly. A question. Since the COVID has been here, a lot of people that I spoke with are experiencing a lot of stress. Do you have any tips for people to deal with the stress?
You know what? We got to get creative because even I'm feeling it. Everybody feels it. I was just saying to myself, I kind of like me, and I go out by myself a lot. And I haven't been able to go out and go have a drink and sit at the bar and have a meal. So I'm going through withdrawals myself. I love to travel. So for people, and even though I do home care, but I also work from home as well. So even though I get out of the house just to get a change of scenery and to go see the few patients that I see, it can be very depressing for people that don't have family, friends, and are not hooked up to modern technology. So we have to get very, very, very creative. The ride-bys, go by and just stand outside somebody's door just to kind of see one another. Of course, social distancing, but, we definitely, our elderly population who oftentimes suffer from depression and loneliness anyway.
Yes.
Right.
They are definitely being affected by it. A lot of people don't realize that our elderly population suffer from those ailments, but you have to think, the older that we get, the more people that we see pass on. Our friends, our loved ones.
Unfortunately.
And then our kids, if you have kids, they get their own families, and they have their own lives, and they're not always available to us. So a lot of people are lonely. And, the ones who went to play bingo or went to the corner store to play the lottery or went to church or went to the grocery store, all of those things, they have been limited. So I would just suggest that, first of all, if you know an elderly person or someone that fits into that category, call and check on them. Call and check on them. Go by the house and say, look, I'm not trying to come in. I just want to lay eyes on you. Is there anything I can do? Let me bring you a crossword puzzle. Let me bring you a puzzle. It's unfortunate that we have gotten away from just the simple things in life. Technology has been a blessing and a curse at the same time. We've gotten so accustomed to technology, and we don't talk, we don't see each other, and this to actually be a wake up call to let people know, let's take it back a notch
Yep.
and
Yeah.
let's get back to the things that matter
Yep.
Yes.
and focus on life and live it to
I
the
agree.
best and
Yes.
put that technology aside a little bit.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I have another question. This is Miss Happy. How are you? Um,
I'm pretty
good. I want to know, how do you see the future of healthcare, especially after this pandemic?
um it's gonna some changes will be made for sure.
Okay.
Um you know what, I can't put my finger on what it's gonna be, but
Okay.
I will say that it would definitely be some changes, and normalcy will not be for years to come,
Wow.
and that's in life and the medical field.
I foresee that.
With Benita, this is Jay. With that new or the new vaccination that they have out, do you think it's going to shorten the period of time that we are going through this new normalcy? Do you know? I spoke with one nurse and she said she thought it would be a 5 year period that we would go through what we're going through, wearing the mask and the disinfecting and things like that. But that was prior to the vaccination coming out. So now with the vaccination, have you heard, or your peers, are they speaking that this may shorten the term, or is this just a temporary, like a flu shot? Is it, we're still going to be fighting this COVID for the rest of our lives, still coming out? Do you
But you
think
know
that?
what? This something that people were not aware of initially is that once you get the COVID test, you have to come back and
Yeah,
get
and get
another
another
shot.
one,
It's
like
another.
3 months
It's a
later.
series. It's a series. It's
Mm.
not just a one shot fix.
Right.
Oh,
One of
okay.
the issues. One of the issues that is coming up is how and who is keeping track of who got the shot and who came back to get the booster.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
So, so that's a whole nother animal in this in this fight. So it's like, you have people that are taking a shot,
Mhm.
and that's just like with anything. People take their kids to get immunized one time and think they, cured from everything. And it's
Right.
like, no, there's a series of
Series
shots,
shots.
and that's one of the things that they did not really publicize,
Right.
that you have to come back.
Right.
But
So to say that it's going to, shorten it, you know what? I believe in evidence, and unfortunately, because of the rapid need for a vaccine, we unfortunately don't have any data that can support
Mhm.
or go against what they're saying.
Okay.
So
Right.
we really don't know. Everything is kind of in limbo. We're hoping, because if we can get people vaccinated, then that means that they won't be able to transmit it. So that would shorten it. But once again, you have to not only give one dose to people, but another dose to people. So, if you were just vaccinating everybody one time, okay, everybody come line up, we're getting you your one shot, it will go a lot faster. But unfortunately, it's a two-step process.
Right. Well, Bonita, let me do this real quick. I want to let everybody know that we're talking to you today on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world, and we are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Periscope. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe. That's Miss Bonita. It has been great speaking with you. Do we have any more questions?
yes,
Yeah, we do.
Bonita, this is Kelly again. Question, okay, I've never had the flu shot. As a nurse, do you
Okay.
recommend people to have that?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Even though I'm a nurse, I was a little skeptical to take the flu shot
Okay.
initially. But then my job made me do it. One of my jobs. I didn't have a choice, right?
Right.
So I'm like, oh my God. I'm not really comfortable with it, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it.
So other than that, if your job hadn't made you take it, you wouldn't have had it?
Probably not.
Okay.
But
Okay.
please don't. I I'm not discouraging anybody from taking it. And the reason I'm saying this is because, first of all, if you have a compromised system, if you have high blood pressure, respiratory issues, if you have diabetes, if you a smoker, if you a drinker, your system is not able to fight off a lot of things or cannot give it its best fight because it has been damaged.
Okay.
In those cases, I recommend that people get the flu shot and any other vaccine. Now, with that being said, if you have had a vaccine previously and had a reaction to it, because not everybody can take the vaccine. If you have had a vaccine and you have had a bad reaction, then you need to talk to your physician, your primary care physician, and ask them, because they know your condition better than I do.
Okay. Right.
So, you need to talk with them and try to find out the best course of action for you. Also, people don't realize that some of these vaccines, the contents of them, of course, we don't know. The average person doesn't know what's in the vaccine. I don't know what's in the vaccine. But some of them are made with egg products.
Wow.
A lot of people are allergic to eggs. So if you have food allergies, if you have had bad reactions to injections, then there's some other research and education that people need to do and educate themselves so that they know what's best for them. The only reason why I didn't take the flu shot, and I know this is very shallow, and please don't judge me. They didn't pay for it. So until they decided to pay for it, I said, okay, I'll take it.
Okay. Sounds good.
That sounds like a good reason to me.
Well, this is Jay Benita, and I take the flu shot because I have a compromised system. I have asthma, and I have allergy-induced asthma. So I can go somewhere in an allergic environment, and it induces me to have an asthma attack. So I do get the flu shot every year. But I want to go back to that vaccination for the COVID-19 because today the city of Detroit rolled out doing vaccinations for individuals 75 years and older, individuals in the nursing homes, and also individuals in homeless shelters. And so with this being a two-part test, and homeless shelters are normally a transient population, that really brings up some questioning, as you said, who's going to be able to track
to see if they
who had the shot. And then a lot of not all, but there are a number of individuals in the homeless shelters who have mental health issues and may not be able to clearly recall or say that they had the shot. So that does bring up some additional questions, and I'm really glad that you brought that point up because I think that's something that we and the listeners need to really be paying attention to, and maybe contacting our local government authorities to see how they're going to track that, what procedures or what are they going to put in place to ensure that part 2 is being done. And then if you don't take part 2 in a timely manner, does that mean you have to go back and take part 1 again?
Benita, do you think?
Know what?
Do you think
none
that?
Of those things I'm sorry. None of those things have been brought forward yet.
Okay.
And you know what? This one thing. Well, I've taken a lot of things out of the whole COVID experience, but the main thing that I've taken out of it is it takes a village. And the reason I'm saying that is because the depression. We got to get our village back and care for one another in whatever way, shape, or form we need to do that.
Yes.
The elderly population, our children. You know, kids are so tech savvy but can't play a board game. Or the parents are so tech savvy and into stuff, they don't have time for their kids. This, if nothing else, it should have waken people up to say, okay, well, you know what? Let me sit up and spend time with my kids. The divorce rate has skyrocketed because people done got married to people and they don't even know their spouse. And now that they forced to stay in a house, they can't even stand them.
Agree.
Right. And I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that.
You know, it's like, you know, you married, but if I work days and you work nights, we only see each other in passing and we getting along good. But when we actually got to sit here and talk, and we can't even conversate for 5 minutes without arguing, it's over.
Right. Well, Miss Bonita, I want to say it's been wonderful speaking to you. You have dropped some gems, and I'm glad we got a chance to speak with you. Look forward to hearing from you again, and
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very
Thank you for
much.
coming on our show. We appreciate all your knowledge.
Let me say one more thing, Jay. In just piggybacking off of what you said in regards to the homeless shelters and people with mental illnesses and things like that.
Yes.
That's where that village come in. That's where that village come in. If you have someone that has a mental illness, that we got to take care of them, take them up
Right.
under our arm, and make sure that they get immunized and that they keep track of what or you keep track of it. We have to help these people because it's a lot of homeless people and it's a whole lot more mental ill people.
True.
And if we are not monitoring and assisting them as best as we can, then it's going to prolong everything.
True.
Yes,
True.
agree.
That's true.
Thank you, Bonita. We really appreciate your
Yes,
time.
Anita.
And I know you're coming back next month to talk to
Yes.
us about sexually transmitted diseases
Yes.
Ooh,
and
yes.
that information. So we hope we can get you live, but if not, we'll have you on the call again. We do appreciate you taking time away from your job and trying to, be in transit going home. We appreciate all your time and everything, and we look forward to talking to you next month. Thank you.
Have a great evening and stay safe, and thank you
Thank you.
again.
It was a pleasure being here. Have a good night, ladies.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Drive
Good
safely.
night.
All right, that
Alright,
was
that was
awesome.
good.
She brought
Yes,
some
sir.
very
Yeah,
interesting
she did.
Dropped
information
some
because I did
gems.
not think about the two-part. And then,
Yeah, I knew it was a two-part because
but
my
think
friend
about those
told me.
individuals, because today was
Yeah.
the rollout day. It was January 11th. The city of Detroit rolled out doing those vaccinations, and I made a mental note when I saw it. I was like, wow, they're going into the homeless shelters, which is a good thing, but that's a transient population, and
Exactly.
those individuals, once they get in there, they're at one shelter, three
And then
three
they're-
weeks, whatever, and I don't know what the time frame is. I think I heard it was a 21 to a 28 day for that second shot.
Wow.
But if you miss it, what happens?
What
Do you start
happens?
back over?
Right,
So that's
Right.
a really
exactly.
good,
That is a good
point.
question.
And I guess my question is too: once you get the vaccine, will you have to get it every year?
That was where I was wondering.
Yeah, I mean,
trying to go
just
with that.
would
Right.
you have to get it every year? How? Yeah.
Like a flu shot. And
Yes.
I talked to people, and some of the people I talked to said they were unsure, and then some people were thinking, like this nurse in particular was saying that she thought for the next 5 years we'd be dealing with this. She
Right.
said this
Wow.
new norm will be new norm for at least 5 years. Well, 4 now because we've gone through a year.
Right.
And she was thinking that we would still be wearing a mask, still doing all the sanitation processes, not just in the medical arena, but out
All
in
over.
the community, doing it when you meet people, not hugging, things like
Right.
that to, keep down this virus or bacteria, whatever
Well,
it
I
is.
just think people are going to practice the social distance and the sanitizing things and just being more aware and more careful.
Yeah,
This has changed a lot of people.
it has.
The way you live, you communicate.
Yeah, it's changed a lot.
Serious.
All
Well,
right.
we do have another playlist, right?
We have a second song on the playlist.
All
Let's
right,
get
all right.
it.
Let's
Let's get this on and popping.
So if you guys like what you're hearing so far, don't forget to like, subscribe, click, and share. And while we're waiting for that playlist to tone up, I want to say thank you to Cordell Day out of Titusville, Florida, for being a supporter. And we also want to say thank you to a Facebook friend. His name is Hamad Sadiq out of the UK. So he's all the way from United Kingdom, and he's on our Facebook page. If you haven't checked us out at Laugh Talk Giggles, go on our Facebook page and see what we got going on. Lots of information for you guys.
All right, let's get this going.
Let's get this party started.
Hey. I apologize. I'm trying to turn.
Here we go again. See,
With
this
this-
happened last week. Okay.
Look, I'm trying to get it to the point to where it's singing.
We're going to need an extra 5 seconds
Right.
on that.
Right, look. Look, right. I didn't really.
Oh, this got my life.
Acting right. Guess what? Here I am. Woo, woo.
You know
Yeah.
what?
You
Cut that
you
off
got
one more
this.
time.
You know what?
I'm on this.
You
next
can't do
week.
this no more.
I'm taking
Yeah.
the music, y'all. Don't
You-
worry about this. We
Right.
can do a party when Jay hit that computer.
You doing it a little bit
She
too
just
short,
cut us
right?
out. You know what? As a matter of fact, I don't even want to be here no more. I'm I'm out. I'm out.
Look, I didn't realize this was be talking. I'm like, when they gonna stop talking? So I'm trying to move. I'm like, oh
You
Lord.
trying to move us through it. We
Right.
understand.
I'm like,
We
Lord, have
understand.
mercy. I'm like, people looking at me like, what you doing? I'm like, I have no idea. Help me out, Lord.
So our next person calling in, we have a caller. His name is Darren Dix, and he's going to call in probably within the next few minutes. He's in, where's Darren? He's in Atlanta.
He's in Georgia.
Okay, he's in Georgia. So we have someone calling in from a long distance. Now, look, guys, we all over the place. If you check our Facebook out, we got people calling in and Facebooking us or friending us. You know, that's not my deal. So they're all over the Facebook from right now, from places that we were surprised to get them from.
Right.
So we've gotten a lot of great feedback. We got some feedback that we were not happy to get.
Yes.
We pulled up our big girl panties and we listened to it and we tried to incorporate some of that feedback into what we're doing. So we're trying to change things as we go. You know, with this COVID-19, it has changed the way we do things. It limited the space that we have. It also kind of limits the way the room is set up and things like that. We had this one guy, I'm not going to say his name, Stephen Dobson. Stephen Dobson, I'm talking to you. This is not, let me say this again, Stephen, our background is not a dorm room, okay? But we love you, Stephen. Stephen's a long-term supporter. He was with us from one of the other shows that we were on, and we went to him and asked him for some of his feedback and his intake on the show. And he just said he really liked the show, but he kind of thought we were working with a dorm over here. But this setup is set up prior to us getting here, so the way this setup goes is always wine in this room. This is the wine room, so they have the wine rack. There's wine and things in the refrigerator. There's cups and things, so we have a lot going on here, so we can't change this around yet. But we're working on it. We're working on it.
Yes,
Right.
we are.
We working on it. Just
All
laugh,
right,
talk,
so
and
we're
giggle.
waiting for Mr. Darren Dix to call us.
Yes. Did you?
Or we might have to call Mr. Dix, because he is quite busy, and I think he's running the show by himself.
Maybe so today.
Maybe.
You never know.
Right.
Would y'all want to like another wine fact?
Oh,
Go ahead, go
yeah,
ahead.
because you didn't finish your wine fast.
Yes, let me do another wine fact. Thank you very much.
Thank you, darling.
Okay, so with red wines, red wines have a tendency of losing color when they age. They will turn brick red, sort of a brick reddish color, and white wines, on the other hand, have a tendency of gaining color, and they will gradually turn into a golden and finally into a brown yellow.
Ooh.
That don't sound good.
So
Nah, not at all.
Now, question: does that affect the taste, or is it like rancid at that point? Do you think, or
I don't know about
But
rancid.
you know when wine go bad, you can taste it.
Yeah.
okay?
Oh,
It
yeah,
has
when
a-
it's like, not necessarily flat, but you know, it's like, oh, this doesn't.
It does have a-
It has a taste, a distinguished
Is
taste.
that after opening or?
Could be after opening for a while, not putting the
Okay.
cork back on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sitting in the
Interesting.
refrigerator a little bit too long after it's been opened.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, it's interesting. That brown yellowish color is interesting. I don't
Yeah,
know
that's a
if
little nasty.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
nasty.
sorry.
Now, where is our caller at?
I don't know, but
Well, now you had 2 facts or 3.
I had 3. You want them all?
Yeah, go on, give them to
Okay,
us while we
so-
wait on Mr. Darren.
So another fact is that red wines compared to white wines have more alcohol content.
Hell yeah! Pour on the red wine. Bring the red wine out. Y'all talking?
That's why I chose it.
Y'all talking to the light one in the house. Because by the time I drink this one, I need a chaperone to take me home.
That's why red wine is my favorite.
You know, I like it because it's sweet. I like the sweetness. I don't like those wines. I kind of like mine that taste like juice. You know,
okay, you like
okay.
the sweet
like
style.
the grape juice that they get at the church.
Right, the
Yeah.
sparkling.
You just be honest. If it's not sweet, I don't like it.
You would like sangria. We need to get together and make a sangria.
Yep.
Or
I don't know
make
if any of our listeners, viewers have made a sangria at home. please go on our page and give us suggestions because I would like to make
so
one.
Like different kinds.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cut
maybe
up
we can do like a
fruits.
virtual make of the sangria. It looks like Mr.
Oh,
Darren is
there we
calling
go.
in right now, guys. So we're gonna table that conversation.
Right.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. This is Darren.
Hi. How are you today?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, Mr. Dix, how are you?
So,
I'm
Dan,
okay. How y'all doing over there?
We good.
So, Dan, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Hey!
What part of Atlanta are you from?
Well, it's Southside Atlanta.
Okay,
All right,
South
All right,
Side.
Southside.
Where the College Park is, over that
Oh,
way.
okay.
Okay.
College Park.
Okay.
Okay, well, glad to have you on our show today, and we would like to talk to you about your you starting your own business. So my question is to you: what is your business, and why did you choose it?
Okay. Well, let me tell you something about my business.
I don't know, Mr.
Wait a
I
minute,
don't know the way you said that.
we got us a little spunky little call.
Yeah, right.
Let me sip some wine.
Now, I know y'all hear the country in my voice, not because I've been here so long. And plus, you got to be able to mimic your
Blend.
customers.
All right. Okay. So where you originally from?
Where y'all are right now?
Detroit.
Highland Park. Where?
Well, you know, I went to Cass and Henry Ford.
All
All
right.
right.
All right.
Detroit in the building.
So we'll look past your little country accent as you tell
look
us.
past that. Look past that. That make me more friendly and more customer service oriented.
Exactly.
All right.
So-
Okay, now, everybody's heard of UPS stores and FedEx office and all that. Well, I'm a little independent that offers those same services, and I also repair computers.
Okay.
So the name of my store is Shix. Now, don't put the T in it now.
Does that stand for something in particular, or that's just?
Yeah, I gotta admit, I'm a little lazy. It was supposed to be ship, fix, and I just combined them because I was running out of ideas. So I just said shipping stuff and fixing stuff, just Shix.
So basically, that's how you came up with your name.
That's how I came up with it.
All right.
Mail pack, ship, and computer fix.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds
All right,
good.
now, what was that question again? I done went off somewhere else.
What is your business, and why did you choose it?
Oh, okay. The reason I already told you what the business is. So.
Yes.
And the reason I chose it was because by trade I was a computer technician. So
Okay.
I was working on computers in different banks. So I already knew how to fix computers, and I saw a little space that was open that used to be a shipping place, but it was closed down. So I decided to go inside. You know, I rented it out, did the repairing of the computers, and I said the shipping stuff would just be extra on top.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was going real good at first. Now I gotta admit, but now it still took a couple of months for it to really kick in.
Okay.
But what ended up happening was cell phones really came into play because I've been in business 10 years. Cell phones started really becoming prevalent, and people weren't fixing their computers no more. They just put them to the side because they was using their phones.
Mm-hmm.
But lo and behold, the shipping started picking up. So where I thought the shipping would be the extra, it ended up being the main thing after a while. So
All right.
Okay.
All right. That's a good thing, though.
Okay, so Darren, on a day-to-day, on an average day, how many hours do you work?
now that's a good. You own your own thing. You always work. When you thinking when you ain't even at work, you thinking about what you got to do.
Okay.
Okay, so how does that affect your family when working?
It affects them real bad.
In what ways?
Okay, well let me give you. I was really on the dating scene when all this was really starting up going on. You got to see everybody at night. You can't really hang out with them. You're so busy. It's hard. It's hard dating an entrepreneur. Young man got to understand.
Right.
When you and forget entrepreneur. When you're a small business owner,
Okay.
you working 18 hours. That just come with the territory. Ain't no set hours like that. Ain't no 9 to 5,
Right.
and you get a check. You working all the time.
Okay. Do you ever plan on retiring, or when
No. When you own, you don't retire. What's retirement? Oh, 1K or something. I'm gonna be 90 years old in a wheelchair.
Now I have to
Y'all
ask.
know that, right?
Yeah, we do now.
We do now. Now that you made it so plain.
Like we got a 401K in here. Or something.
Now I would like to ask you, you being in the ATL, having your own business, how many people do you employ?
Well, at different times I have part-time employees at different times, but I'm mainly self-employed. That's how I really consider myself. You know, when you really have a business, it could run without you being the major player in it. So I'm really more so self-employed, but I do have people that help and part-time people.
Okay.
So, Darren, when you first came up with the idea to start your own business, did you have to have any type of education, college level education, some type of knowledge about the business, or did you have to take some courses? What did you do to start it off?
Well, first of all, I don't even know what college look like on the inside. I don't know. Is it like high school when you go into the bell ring?
No, the bell does not ring.
We about to put you on the comedy show.
I told you though, didn't I?
Oh, goodness
Okay.
gracious.
So what I did was, because this is not a franchise, so I didn't have help from who sells you the franchise. I did look on the internet and got a book on opening a shipping store.
Okay.
You can get like a book on it. So I read up on it and all of that, and and I asked some questions from a couple of people that have had them before.
Did you work with any of the small business administrations or the minority small business administrations for like grants or anything, or were you just funded from your own resources?
Credit cards, bank account.
Oh wow. Did you get
that's
support
what
from
it
your?
was. Credit cards, bank account.
Oh,
Don't worry,
okay.
all that's paid off now.
Great.
So,
Miss Darren,
credit
did you?
card.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Did you get any support from your family and friends, or did you get any like negative things when you told them you wanted to start your own business? Were they supportive of you, or were they like naysayers saying, "Nah, it won't work"? How did you have any of that? And if you did, how did it go?
We are so long past that. Nobody says nothing like it, because we already said that he's crazy. No, so ain't nobody gonna say, "Oh, that ain't gonna work," because we already know. See, that's the thing. Once I'm past that, I don't have to prove to nobody nothing. If it don't work, that's just the usual. They're like, "Oh, he tried something else."
Okay. Would you do it differently?
Because I'm gonna always try stuff.
Okay.
Always. It's and most of the time I'm gonna fail. But on this one here, I've been here 10 years. This one, I guess you could say, it's panned out. It was successful.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Amen.
Would you do anything differently? Like if you had to go back in hindsight, would you go back and say, from the beginning, what you know now, would you go back and say, no, I would not do it? Or would you go and continue on?
I would. If I had to do it again, I wouldn't do this.
Really? Why?
Yeah. Because look at how I started it, and with the money, the money I used, credit cards and all that. This ended up costing me about $40,000 to start it.
Oh wow.
Okay.
And that's about what I was getting out of it.
Oh, so you didn't profit
initially. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's what I was getting out of it. So if I had to do it again, I'd like to get involved with something that the startup would be a little bit more money trying to get more out of it. It just happened to go that way. It's like, yeah, I piecemealed this together with a small amount of money, but that's all right. It gave me a start because the next thing we're gonna do, based on this being 10 years, now I can get funding.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna probably go into a small strip mall. I'm gonna buy a small strip mall. I rent right now, but I'm gonna buy a small strip mall and place this in in the strip mall and rent out the other spots in the strip mall.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Wow.
That's good.
That's
Sounds
excellent.
great.
Well, Darren,
It did give you a start, but if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't necessarily do this. But hindsight is 2020.
Okay, great. Well, quick moment while we have you on the phone. We just want to remind our viewers that they're watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station out. We're on live Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, and YouTube.
Yes.
We're at
Oh yeah, and I've been checking y'all out
Have you?
from ATL.
Yeah, see, you like our show? Are you?
Yeah,
What's that? Like,
yeah, I
click,
like what's
share, and
going on.
subscribing. We appreciate that.
Thank
Right,
you.
thank you.
Now, do you have a website or anything that our viewers can go and check you out on?
Just Facebook.
Facebook.
it.
What's the name of your
Yeah.
Facebook page?
Chicks. Don't put the T on it.
Shits, no tea.
Well, we did like you and follow you on from our Facebook from Laugh Talk Giggles. We
Yes.
did follow you, and we hope that individuals will go and check you out if they're in the ATL or close to the ATL. They might want to send something. I do have a quick question. Do you do the mailboxes at your site where they can rent the
I sure do.
mailboxes?
Yep.
All
I got
right.
mailbox rental. That's
Okay,
right.
that's great. That's great because I have a PO box, and I'm gonna tell you they just went up.
Now you check this out. My price has been the same for 10 years.
Are you serious?
Wow.
I need a Georgia PO box.
I get more and more customers, so at this point I don't necessarily have to go up.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good. That's
I
good.
get more and
That's
more
good.
business.
Amen.
That is awesome.
Yes.
All right. Well, we had a great time talking with you, Darren. We hope that you can come back and talk to us every month. We do what we call Hustle and Grind, where we feature various entrepreneurs and their endeavors. And since you have this strip mall that you're trying to buy, we want to participate with that. Maybe people can fund you in some way, or you might be looking for an investor. Somebody can invest with you, but we would all love to get you back on the show at a later date. You think you'll be up to that with us?
I will, and I have advice for anybody that's interested in opening up a business.
Well, we listening.
Oh, right.
Right.
If you plan on opening up a business, make sure you don't have to live off that business in the beginning.
Oh,
All right.
awesome.
That's
That
great.
is.
That's great
That's
advice.
good. Yes. To know.
That really is good
Thank
advice.
That business needs to gain momentum on itself before it starts paying you.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's true.
That's great. That is awesome.
Well, is there
All
anything
right.
that you would like to ask us before you
Right,
leave?
Before you leave, you want to ask us any questions? Cautiously.
How did I do?
You did
You did
wonderful.
wonderful.
You did great. We really appreciate you coming and stepping up and coming in. We know it was a little last moment when we asked you, and you were just right, Johnny, on the spot, and we do appreciate it. It's been awesome talking to you. I've enjoyed it. I'm certain the other
Okay,
ladies
and
have.
I
Yeah,
hope I
I
wasn't too
enjoyed it.
country for y'all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
As a matter of fact, Jay like country.
I like country. Okay. I didn't know that, but okay. I'm a parent. Don't get nothing started now.
Right.
But all right then.
Okay.
Thank you for
very
coming.
much.
Take care.
Thank you, WJZZ.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
You too now.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wasn't it? Yes.
He's got
He
a lot
has-
of energy.
He has to come
Yes.
back on the show.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
gotta
I
get him
like
back.
him. I like him.
Especially
Yeah.
now since I've been told I like country.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
You know what I'm talking about.
Putting up that finger.
Can I get another one?
Baby. I'm the good one. You see the halo?
She's borrowing mine.
Right, from last week.
Y'all are a mess.
All right now. Okay.
We got one more. Ooh, Lord. Let me get this started up. Let me.
So you
It
doing
better
the
not
last
be.
song for the
It better
playlist?
not have no lot of talking and all that stuff. Got me looking crazy.
If it does, guess what?
Just
You gone.
Right. You know what? Because we hadn't had to say it today. You know, we didn't want to make that a weekly edition. But if Miss Hassan is happy over here, she got one more time,
Look.
people. We done had technical difficulties.
Hey, hey,
Can't hear the music. It's
Can't
cut
hear
off.
the music.
It's
This
playing
music, we
5
playing this
seconds.
right.
right.
Why do I hear that without the headphones?
I don't know.
Okay. Because these headphones make my little hand hurt. It's so little.
We're watching. Hey. Hey. Y'all remember that?
Oh,
Hey.
Don't start. Because you know the last time I started trying to come down that Soul Train line, I popped the hamstring. Because you know I'm trying to keep my leg up. I'm out here trying to stretch and twist. My old ass was
We was up to the tree.
Oh,
She's
what
like,
the
bam.
fuck?
She's like, my hip hurt.
Look, after I came down, because I was fly when I came down. I did that shit.
You did that.
But when I got to the end on the side,
You said that.
Which is like,
I was like, I'm going to sit down. You know what? I'm going to let y'all youngsters handle this.
damn, that hurt.
That hurt. I was in pain for 3 months.
Damn, I want to do that again.
It interfered with all kinds of activities that it shouldn't interfere with.
Now, was that long enough for you ladies?
Much better.
Much better?
Much
Okay.
better.
Well, let me know what you want from me. I'll give it to you.
Okay. So look, that looks like it's going to be the end of our episode today of Laugh, Talk, Giggle. I hope you guys
It's
enjoy. I
over.
know.
Is it over?
But you know, if y'all notice, we've been wearing different shirts every week.
Yes.
And I hope you like our shirts.
Yes.
Mine is, you know, it's
And
trying.
I hope y'all see our sign.
Oh, yeah, we have
Yeah.
a sign. Bam!
Bam!
We have no-
Bam, bam, bam!
Look, my hair done came down and everything.
Look, she done put her hair down.
Every week you're going to see something bigger and better from the ladies.
Bigger and better.
The Dynamic 3.
All right, so next
Yes.
week we have a entrepreneur coming on again,
Yes.
but this is for our Hustle and Grind series.
Yes.
So this individual, her name is Miss Franca Sattler, and she's from Francesca and Kathleen. Did I say that correctly?
Francesca Kathleen.
Francesca and Kathleen.
She is a bridal dress designer.
Oh, awesome.
Yes,
wow.
and
She's
she
gonna
has
bring
some
some of her wear
beautiful
here.
designs. Yes.
So we get to
Great.
see some of her things. She has a shop.
Well, she's in some shops.
Oh, okay. So
So,
we can go and purchase her items.
Yes, you
So we
can.
want the viewers to purchase her items. I'm not gonna be getting married anytime soon.
Well, you
but,
got
me
February coming up.
But
People are
I'll go
people
to
are
all
getting
weddings
engaged.
because it required me to get a new dress
Right.
there. So
Yes.
we'll do that. And then at the January 25th event or episode, we have co-parenting.
That's gonna be
And that's
good.
going to be with Hank Jackson and Jennifer Starks, two totally unrelated individuals talking
Ooh.
about their experiences as co-parents.
Do
And
not
that's
miss
what
that
I missed
episode
that.
because it's gonna be
You
hot.
don't
That's
wanna
how I'm
miss
gonna
that
tell
one.
you.
We might have to put them out. We'll know we
Yeah.
can put them in at the same time, but
Look.
we're gonna try to do the COVID 6 feet as much as possible. But I think that's gonna be a really hot topic,
It's
you
gonna
guys.
be a hot topic.
And also, before we leave, I just want to give a shout out to 2 of our supporters that's been watching us. And I would just like to say thank you to Sharon Gorm and Jacqueline Buck. You know, thank you for the comments, the
Thank
feedback.
you.
We all appreciate you.
And then I want to do some shout outs real quick to everybody who liked, subscribed, and commented. Mel B, I love you. Michelle Clark, Dree Stone, a comedian. Dan Jameson, Hank Jackson, who will be here on the 25th. Jalen Taylor, Khadijah Richardson of Sunny Days. I'm wearing her earrings.
Jay, really?
I'm wearing her earrings. So we have Khadijah Richardson from Sunny Days Collection. Amen.
Thank you.